You are looking at a live shot of wildfires tearing through swaths of Southern California tonight. U.S. President Donald Trump approving a federal disaster declaration that will bring more emergency aid to the region. 6 major fires are now raging across the southern part of the state. Good evening, everyone. I'm Carol McNeil. We begin in California tonight, where even fire experts are shocked at the ferocity of the flames burning in the southern part of the state.
These winds gusting, you have embers. As you can see, the fire is pretty far away, but it's sailing embers over our head right now.
Huge swaths around Los Angeles continue to burn, and now parts of San Diego County are also ablaze. Dry and windy conditions sparked 2 fires there late yesterday. They spread so quickly, many had little time to get out of their homes. In some communities, entire blocks went up in flames. And in rural parts of the state, domestic animals such as these horses are getting released from their enclosures to fend for themselves. 6 major fires are now burning in Southern California, driven by Santa Ana winds blowing in from the interior. 4 are near Los Angeles, including the largest one, the Thomas Fire. You can see the 2 new fires north of San Diego on this map as well. The Lilac Fire burned more than 800 hectares in a matter of hours and threatens at least 1,000 homes in San Diego County. The CBC's Aaron Collins is in Santa Barbara County, California. He joins me with the latest. Aaron, what's happening where you are?
Well, the sun's going down here in Southern California, and just to situate you a little bit where we are, we're about an hour and a half north of Los Angeles and about 3 kilometers east of the Pacific Ocean, so quite close to the coast. And that fire you mentioned, the Thomas Fire, the largest fire that's sort of threatening homes and stuff here in Southern California, is moving up that coast to the north here. Now, if you look behind me, you can see some of the efforts that are going on by local firefighters and firefighters from right across the state to try and get this fire under control. Now, what you're looking at is a controlled burn. So this fire was set on purpose, and if you look, you can probably make out perhaps some machinery moving up and down that part of the hill as well. Now, those machines are creating a fire break, and the fire break and the controlled burn are all trying to stop the fire that's on the other side of that hill from getting all the way over here and then across Highway 150, which is the road that I'm standing in front of. So this is all part of trying to get that Thomas Fire under control as we move forward. Obviously, that's a fire that's the largest one, and it's threatening the most homes in this part of the state.
Using fire to fight fire.
That's right. And I talked to some people about how this is working and what they saw coming forward in the days ahead. We talked to some firefighters that are actually the ones that are involved in the unit that set that fire. Have a listen to what they say about what they're hoping for in the coming days.
We're hoping that the wind will give us enough time to catch up with the fire, which it seems to be doing, and that we can get some marine influence off of the ocean, and that's not happening right now, but typically you would get a marine influence which would help the fire die down and give us time to catch it.
Aaron, what does he mean by a marine influence?
Yeah, you know, it's a new term for me too. You learn something every day on this job. It's one of the best things about it. What he's talking about is fog and mist that would roll off the Pacific Ocean in the early morning hours and kind of lay this entire area coated essentially with a little bit of moisture. That moisture, of course, would do a lot to help stopping fires like that one from making their way down across that valley and towards the homes on the other side of this road.
Wow, I'm sure this is triggering a lot of memories for people in, Fort McMurray and in and around the West Coast over the last year. Any sense of when things could turn around for people where you are?
Yeah, it certainly is, and having covered a lot of those fires as well, I can tell you that the primary thing that will determine the direction of these fires and the success of the firefighters building things like the fire breaks behind me is the weather. So they're going to be looking at 2 main things. This is a tinder dry area of North America right now. This is a part of the world that's had about 5 years worth of drought. So absolutely everything here is very flammable. So they need some moisture. They need some rain. And that's the first thing that they're going to be hoping for. The second thing is those Santa Ana winds that you mentioned off the top. They need the winds to stop blowing, because when the winds stop blowing, the flames don't get fanned anymore and they're easier to put out.
All right. Well, I'm sure everybody's checking the weather forecast, and we certainly will be as well. The CBC's Aaron Collins reporting from Santa Barbara County, California, for us tonight.